Ladies and gentlemen, it is your boy, the Alyx Man, and welcome to yet another Monday Night Raw review here on my YouTube channel. We are going to review the July 29th edition of Monday Night Raw. We are 2 weeks away from SummerSlam, and I went into this show with the mentality of, okay, this show needs to be a home run. Because I wasn't feeling the excitement for SummerSlam before the show ended. I wasn't really feeling anything about the show. Felt like a regular pay-per-view, which should never happen for SummerSlam. When you think about the top pay-per-views in wrestling for the year, you think WrestleMania, SummerSlam. That's how it should be. But as of lately, at least for the past few years, SummerSlam has kind of been an afterthought. And I was getting to the point where that was going to happen again this year. So I said to myself, this Raw needs to be a home run or all hope is lost. Doesn't really matter if the show has good wrestling on it. If people aren't excited for it, they won't buy tickets. They won't feel the need to want to see it. They won't feel like it's must see, and the show will suffer. That's what's been happening with WWE over these past few months when it comes to low ticket sales and these pay-per-views and shows not selling out. We don't have enough interest building in to these shows. So if there was any show that would get that interest, it would be SummerSlam. It should be SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series. The other pay-per-views, okay, you can slack off on a few of them. Shouldn't really be that way, but it can be forgiven. But SummerSlam is unforgivable. You better give us something for this show. So, I wanted a home run. Yeah.
I was watching this show tonight and I was asking myself, is it October 2nd yet?
Well, Big Daddy KB, first off, thank you for the $10 super chat. I felt that way for a good... What's a good mathematical equation? A good 5/6 of the show. There was 1/6.
That beatdown was hard to watch, but in a good way. This feud desperately needed some sort of spark. Also, I'd rate Raw about a 7/10.
Well, thank you, Aaron Sherwood, for your donation too. What I was about to say is 1/6 of the show I thought was fantastic. It gave me everything I wanted in a hype for SummerSlam. I was like, yeah, okay, yes, we got something going. But guys, we have to ask ourselves, Raw is 3 hours. A sixth of a 3-hour show is only 30 minutes. If 30 minutes of a show is worth watching and the rest is not, that's not a good sign. So I don't really know if I can say this Raw was worth the 3 hours, but I will say it's better than a lot of the Raws we've gotten this past year, which isn't much to say, but I gotta be fair. This Raw did keep my attention a bit better than usual, so I'll be nice and say it was decent. It wasn't horrible, wasn't spectacular either. It was decent. There was enough good stuff in there to warrant a positive grade, which in this case would be like, what, a C+? Not a show I would go back and watch all the way through over again, but still good enough to where I can say, all right, I do like some things coming out of this show. But we'll break all of that down in this review. We're going to go segment by segment, and then at the end of it, you guys
Raw was a mixed bag tonight. There was some good, but there was also some bad.
I kind of agree with Spinosaurus on that assessment. But let's go ahead and get into the review. And before we do that, just want to remind you, if you like what I have to say and you want more, do yourself a favor. Like the video and subscribe. Don't forget to click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. And by the way, the likes help get videos like this out more, and it helps your boy's channel grow. The goal for this year is to hit at least 30,000 subscribers. I want to hit 30,000 and then eventually 50 and 100 and so on and so forth. And the goal for this video in terms of likes, let's do 250. I think 250 is good. We can get that. And if you want to help expand the brand of your boy Alyx even more, you can do a few more things. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at AlyxManBX1. You can donate using PayPal, Patreon, Super Chat. The links to all of that is down below in the description box. Oh snap, guys.
Hey Dalexman, been a while. Just tuning in after being away for a while and wanted to send the but I can't. Money is a bit tight, RN. Raw was turbulent in my opinion, but man, they really need to rotate the roster soon.
Well, thank you, author. I appreciate the
Give us only 2 hours already.
For real, guys. 2 hour show would have made this a lot more enjoyable. And I think they would have been able to manage a lot more of the show if they just conduced it down to the good stuff, which would have been suitable for 2 hours.
Congratulations to Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah, Chris Van Vliet has now been signed by AEW, and I think he's going to be a regular. I don't know if he's an interviewer, but he's a broadcaster, whether that's backstage. I don't know if it's going to be commentary. I'm assuming interviewer. So that's awesome. I am a huge fan of Chris, and I'm happy he got this opportunity. And I hope he does well with it. But man, like I said, guys, like me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at DeLexManVX1. Get yourself a DeLexMan t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees. And send me emails at just...
Super Chat Party.
Keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming. Ain't nobody stopping the Super Chat Party. Send me emails at justalexsworld@gmail.com. That's justalexsworld@gmail.com. So we enter tonight's Raw with a unique match. It is Drake Maverick and his wife, Renee Michelle. A fine ass Renee Michelle. Constantly. I bet he... Has he... You know what? I'm done asking about him consummating the marriage. If you haven't done it by now, bro, she needs to find her a different man to consummate the marriage. And there ain't no better man than your boy, Alyx, man. Sorry. Anyways, it was a tag match between Renee Michelle and Drake Maverick taking on R-Truth and Carmella. It went about, I dare say, 2 minutes. It wasn't even that long. But Drake Maverick ate a pinfall after taking a slap from Carmella, and then a front suplex from R-Truth. And then there was this weird pin where R-Truth did like a spin and then just fell on him. And I'm like, what was the point of that spin before the pin? It doesn't add more damage. You could have at least splashed him or something like that. But alright, whatever. Favorite part was the cat fight between Renee Michelle and Carmella. I could just hear Joey Styles in my head. Cat fight! Cat fight! But anyways, as you know, if you watch the show, R-Truth wins the match. And then every superstar on the outside... Oh yeah, by the way, it was apparently a match where everybody was on the outside. I forgot the name of it. What? Alyx, man, get your act together. What was the name of the match? What type of match was it again? Was it? I'm trying to think. A mosh pit match. It was called a mosh pit match. Just go with it. Mosh pit match. But the people on the outside are the ones trying to get the 24/7 championship, all the jobbers especially. They enter the ring and they all dogpile on top of R-Truth. They dogpile on top of him. And then the referee counts 1, 2, 3, and we're like, okay, there's like 10,000 people on top of R-Truth. Who won the championship? Out crawls Mike Kanellis. Mike Kanellis, I can speak English, or Mike Bennett, Mike Kanellis, with the championship. And he's your new Mr. 24/7 champion. And we're like, oh, cool. TV time for Mike Kanellis. Sounds great. And then he goes backstage, and he's being chased by by all the jobbers that nobody cares about. And he goes into the locker room and locks himself in. They're trying to bang it down. In walks his wife, Maria Kanellis, who bangs on the door. And then she basically says, and I'm going to paraphrase because I didn't write the actual line down, but she says, Mike, if you don't open this door, I'm going to break it down and kick you in the vagina. Lost it. I thought that was an excellent line. And I'm sorry, like, they have completely neutered Mike Kanellis. Well, quite frankly, he was never really anybody important for WWE, but damn it all. This guy has been made to be the butt of everyone's joke. He really is. And I kind of feel bad for him. He's getting paid a lot of money to be the butt of everybody's joke. I hope he's happy about that, because yikes, man. You gotta deal with this for the next 5 years. His contract just started. He just resigned, too. So, man, this is gonna be a long 25 years. Oh, I'm glad he's not staying that long, but a long 5 years for them. So, Lord have mercy. Kick you in the vagina. Alrighty then. Yeah, the big dog said it best. Emasculation 101. Moving on to... Oh, I forgot about this match, surprisingly. This was one of those... I'll say it like this. Remember the 30 minutes I was talking about that was good about the show? This was part of that. It was a... let me see if I get this right. Fatal 5-way gauntlet match to determine the number one contendership for the United States Championship. The people involved are Rey Mysterio, Cesaro, Andrade Cien Almas, Sami Zayn, and Ricochet. Rey Mysterio came out, and he was essentially the Iron Man of the...
Maria needs to put that line in her Hall of speech, lol.
Hall of Fame speech. Kick you in the vagina. Anyways, Rey Mysterio was the resident Iron Man for this gauntlet match. He started out with the first match against Cesaro. They had a pretty solid match. That was, I thought was pretty fun to watch. And why wouldn't it be? These two are excellent athletes. They just mesh well together overall. And it was a good display for Cesaro, who I think is getting a lot of TV time. Thank you, Paul Heyman. And it's good that he's getting TV time. People need to see that this guy's a good wrestler. And we need good wrestlers showcased more. The better the performer you are, the more TV time you should get. That's what I believe. So, that first match with Cesaro was pretty good. Then, as soon as Cesaro lost to Rey Mysterio, outruns Sami Zayn, who attacks him before the bell rings. And I said to myself, he's going to get pinned in 10 seconds, isn't he? Yeah. So, Sami Zayn, basically, when the bell rings, runs into Rey Mysterio, gets rolled up, 1, 2, 3, he's gone. So, I kind of feel all this heat we gave to Sami Zayn was... It wasn't used properly, because I'm like, yo, we could have made this guy the top heel in the company. And now he's just enhancement talent now. That's exactly what Sami Zayn is. He's enhancement talent. And I felt he could have been used as like what Baron Corbin got, the push that Baron Corbin got, that's the push that Sami Zayn should have gotten. That's what I feel. I think Sami Zayn would have worked better in that role than Baron Corbin. Imagine Sami Zayn giving Becky Lynch the haluva kick. Like, seriously, take everything... Okay, maybe not everything they did with Baron Corbin, because majority of that feud sucked. But take Baron Corbin out of the equation and insert Sami Zayn. Imagine Sami Zayn at Extreme Rules haluva kicking Becky Lynch and then getting his ass handed to him. You know, I just feel like that would have been better for him. And now he's just enhancement talent. he could be used for something else. The next match is Rey Mysterio versus Andrade Cien Almas, by the way. Not as good as their matches from earlier on the year on SmackDown. Both of them, I think it was like 3 matches. Either 2 or 3. I'm going to go with 3. All of them were fantastic, by the way. This match wasn't as good as those matches, but still pretty good overall. Surprisingly, Rey Mysterio lost. I was on the idea that Rey was going to go all the way to the end and fight Ricochet and then lose in a one-on-one effort to Ricochet. But honestly, this was smarter. You didn't want Ricochet to get a title shot by beating a worn-out Rey Mysterio. So it made a lot more sense to have Rey go 3, lose to Andrade to get some sympathy on Rey and give Andrade that heel heat. Especially since Andrade afterwards tore off Rey's mask. By the way, when he tore off Rey Mysterio's mask, we actually saw his face. The camera did a terrible job. And we got this Kevin Dunn bibbidi dibbidi bobbidi boom close up. And we literally saw his face. Now, I'm pretty sure they're going to edit that on YouTube. And I know most of you who've been watching since WCW know what Rey Mysterio looks like. But that ain't the point. We weren't supposed to see his face, but we saw it. He basically ripped off the mask. And before he can cover his face, we already saw it. So, you know what Rey Mysterio looks like if you already didn't. Anyways, Ricochet came out to make the save, and then the final match was Ricochet versus Andrade Cien Almas, and Ricochet wins clean with the 630. And so now he gets his rematch against AJ Styles at SummerSlam, which we all saw coming. This was all just a roundabout way of him getting his rematch, because we don't have rematch clauses anymore, which, you know, I'm not upset about. I know a lot of people are just like, why don't we just give him a rematch, because, you know, rematch clauses and stuff. No, because then WWE would be lazy, and I like this better. I like that we had to make Ricochet earn it again. I prefer that. But let's back up real quick. I do want to talk more. I want to talk more about Rey and Andrade. Personally, I say we do well, we can't do a mask versus hair match. Andrade barely has any hair. Okay, I say we do Rey Mysterio versus Andrade, and Rey has to put up his mask. I say we do the match at SummerSlam. Screw it. We got time. And these two have been having a feud that's been going on throughout the year. I say we do one more with them at SummerSlam. Let's do it. And if Rey Mysterio loses, he has to take off his mask. That's what I would do. Now, it makes it obvious that Rey will win, but at least it adds some kind of a flair. And like I said, we need some kind of drawing power for this show. And as much as we can get it, let's do it. Rey Mysterio versus Andrade is an excellent match to do at SummerSlam. If Rey loses, he takes off his mask. And you can call it, well, it is a, how do I put this? It is a cross-promotional, whatever. Cross-promotional, yeah. It's not like we haven't been seeing that on Raw and SmackDown with this wild card BS. Imagine if this wild card craziness never existed and we got this match. It would have a lot more effect. You get me? It would actually stand the test of time a little bit more. But because this wild card BS has basically taken that away, Raw and SmackDown superstars crossing over doesn't feel special anymore because we see it every week. Matches like Andrade versus Rey Mysterio lose its luster when it could have been a great cross-promotional match, and fans would have liked to have seen it. But thanks to the wild card rule, it doesn't feel that way. Thanks. Still, I would like to see Rey Mysterio versus Andrade Cien Almas. There's some history there. There's feud there. And it would be an excellent match to do at SummerSlam. Since Rey's not doing anything anyways, he has to be in the card, right? It's Rey Mysterio. So let's do it. Andrade versus Rey Mysterio. If Rey loses, he loses his mask. And if you want to do a mask versus hair match too, I don't care. But let's do that. I want to see that at SummerSlam. But anyways, let's move on. What was next? Let me get my script in order. Thank you guys for watching, by the way. How many people are watching? We got 196 people watching. That's awesome. Be sure you like the video. Remember, the goal for likes is 250. 250. And give me your thoughts on Andrade versus Rey Mysterio. And what stipulation would you add to the match if you were in charge? Maybe you can do it better than I do. What would you do? I'm just curious. Oh yeah. So we go backstage to the locker room with Maria Kanellis and Mike Kanellis. Mike Kanellis is telling his wife Maria all about how he won the title for them, for his family. And she orders him to get on his back, like he usually does in the bedroom. Ouch. She calls a referee over, and he reluctantly let her pin him. So now, Maria Kanellis is your new WWE 24/7 champion, and she's pregnant. She is a pregnant WWE 24/7 championship. And I thought it was hilarious because as soon as this happened, everyone on Twitter, well, not everyone, but a lot of people on Twitter was like, oh, this is stupid. They jumped the shark. How is anybody supposed to pin her when she's pregnant? And I went, wait a minute. Hold on, punks. This is jumping the shark. Have we not been watching this craziness for the last few months? So everything that they've been doing since day one, since the moment Mick Foley showed this horrible looking championship, it looks like garbage. It's like a freaking token you get from for Dave & Buster's or something like that. It's stupid. It looks garbage. Everything they've been doing with this has been stupid and ridiculous from day one. They jumped the shark from day one. The problem was the stuff they've been doing, for my taste, hasn't been all that good. It's been wacky and just a little too not funny. Just gonna put it that way. It's just not funny. And then recently, with the whole Legends run last week, with all the legendary and past superstars winning the championship, it really did feel like WWE realized, you know what? This is stupid. This is ridiculous, so let's not take it seriously. Oh, Lord.
Maria versus Mike at SummerSlam, with Maury Povich as the guest referee.
That's something Vince would do. I can tell you right now, if Vince was in charge, he would probably do that. Well, he is in charge, but I don't know if he's writing the storyline. I'm assuming it's Paul Heyman's baby. But what was I saying? Yeah, everybody was like, this whole thing jumped the shark with Maria. And I'm like, y'all, this is exactly what it should be. I love this. Like, screw it. It's stupid, right? It's not supposed to be taken seriously. So why not go full in wacky world with it? A pregnant woman with the championship? It's brilliant. Like, who the hell's gonna pin her? And then she said, hey, if you want to get this title, and I like how she did it too. So she wins the title, right? Let's just go through the actual segment. She wins the title from Mike Kanellis, and then declares herself the first ever pregnant champion in WWE history. Right? Well, wait. Wasn't Mae Young? Mae Young was pregnant with a hand, but she wasn't champion, I don't think. Was she I'm going to take her for a word. So, yeah. The first ever pregnant champion in WWE history. She holds the belt high, leaves the room with a smile, and then all the people who were chasing not Drake Maverick, they were, but now they're chasing Mike Kanellis, were outside, and they were just like, oh crap, we can't do anything to her, she's pregnant. She gets right up in Titus O'Neil's face, asking if he'd be willing to wrestle a pregnant lady to win the title back. He's like, nah, bruh, nah. And then she says she's got an appointment this Thursday if anyone wants to come by and pin her while she's stuck in a very particular position. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone's saying they jumped the shark. My thing is, it jumped the shark in day one. So we might as well go full wacky world with it. Oh, no. Don't start saying it's bad now. Oh, please. To everyone talking about the 24/7 championship sucks now. I'm like, no. Don't get on that horse now. It's too late. We've gone too far right to just start saying, hey, it's bad now. No. We here now. Enjoy it. We're in Wacky World. I love it. I'm actually curious to know how she'll lose the belt. For real. Maybe. Okay. What if they actually did it? Think about it. What if they actually did? Maybe they won't show it on TV, but what if they did like a social media video with Maria in her appointment, and they show either Renee Michelle or Drake Maverick going in and pinning her? I'm just saying. What if they did it? Would you watch it? I'm just saying. So, again, don't start saying, oh my God, it's terrible now. Too late. And Ultra Shadow 97 just asked, is Maria really pregnant? Yeah, she's actually pregnant. She actually is working with a child in her belly. This is not a work. She's actually pregnant. So, now we know. Oh boy, and this is where the show just kind of tanks. Alexa Bliss comes out to do her Moment of Bliss segment. She has her partner, Nikki Cross, next to her. And she gives a shout out to Maria and calls her inspiring for winning the 24/7 championship. And then they just start rambling. They start rambling about Raw reunion, about Dolph Ziggler attacking Shawn Michaels. It's like in the very same segment, she's trying to get babyface sympathy and then get heel heat. It's like, Alexa, are you a villain or are you a hero? Like, pick one. Stop playing both sides because it's really annoying.
I'm sure you would like to pin Maria Law.
So would y'all. Don't be pointing the finger at me, Spinosaurus. I'm pretty sure you like to pin her too, boy. But getting back to this segment here, she's playing both roles and it's really annoying. Don't go calling Dolph Ziggler disgusting, and then the very same segment, belittling.
The baby technically pins Maria when she lays down.
Okay. And then the baby is gonna be forever the 24/7 champion unless someone falls on the baby. Oh, God. Okay. I'm getting Mae Young flashbacks. Let's not do that. Sorry. And it's a real baby, so let's not joke around like that either. Now, what was I saying? So Alexa's just really confusing me and just making me go, oh my God, get off my TV set. And then she shows a clip. She says, I have a clip to show the world that's gonna really blow your mind. And it's Natalya training before the show. It's an empty ring. It's from earlier on in the day. She's training with Fit Finley. My name is Finley, and I love to fight. She's rolling around in the ring to prepare for her match against Becky Lynch. When, out of nowhere, Lynch hits the ring, low blows Finn Finley, like he just straight up low blows Finn Finley, just Finn Finley? Yeah, Finn Finley. Fit Finley, and then decides to attack Natalya and hook her into this armor. And I was confused by that because let's just address it, because I know a lot of people saw that and went, what's wrong with this? Didn't Stone Cold Steve Austin attack random people all the time? This makes her a badass. Okay, so since we're going to compare her to Stone Cold Steve Austin, let's just address the first thing. She's not as charismatic as Stone Cold Steve Austin, who could literally Stone Cold Stunner Jesus Christ and we love it. But even then, there was a reason why Austin did those random attacks. Let's go all the way back to the Attitude Era. When Austin was entering the ring and attacking random people. He was trying to disrupt the show because Vince McMahon told him he couldn't be on the show. You're hurt. You can't wrestle. And so Austin's like, look, if you're not going to have me on the show, there isn't going to be a show. You either put me on this show or I wreak havoc. I think we're good. It says, all right, it said I disconnected for like 2 seconds. All right, I'm good. All right, sorry. But making my argument again. Austin, even when he attacked people in like 2000 when he came back from the injury, he was looking for the guy who ran him over. And so he was basically attacking the roster, trying to figure out who hit him.
Mike Kanellis passes out after witnessing Maria give birth pains on top of her. Ref counts the pin.
Craziness. But I don't know. It's just when Austin did it felt more natural. Austin wasn't just, he wasn't just doing it because the sun was up. When he did that, he was a heel. He did that when he did that heel run in 2001, I think. But a lot of the times when Austin would attack people like Booker T, it was because he got screwed over. And then some people were just like, well, didn't Becky Lynch attack Charlotte on SmackDown? Yeah, because Charlotte inserted herself into the SummerSlam match and stole her spotlight and basically took what was her moment. We all felt for Becky. We all understood and sympathized with Becky because Charlotte should have never been in that SummerSlam match last year. It was a triple threat. Charlotte, Carmella, and Becky. It was originally Becky and Carmella, and Charlotte said, I want in the match. So she got in the match. Becky lost her moment. So she snapped and attacked her. And that made sense throughout the rest of their build-up. She had a point to make. There was a point behind her attacks. There was no point behind this attack. For real, ask yourself, what the hell has Natalya done to Becky? For real. They brawled last week. Yeah, they both got into that though. Natalya didn't start that. Becky did. Becky got in her face and told her, I want a war. And Natalya was like, okay. Well, let's get something straight here. Natalya didn't start this. Becky did. I just want to reiterate that. Natalya didn't attack Becky from behind. Natalya didn't, try to sleep with her man or anything like that. Like, if Natalya was trying to get with Rollins, then that would have made sense. I would have agreed with Becky, but Natalya hasn't done anything to Becky. So this didn't feel right. And I had to question, what was the point of her attacking her like that? Like, it didn't help. That's all I was saying. And so, just to kind of fast forward a little bit, because I don't want to talk about this anymore. The segment with Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross ends with Becky Lynch going on the Titantron and telling her, keep my name out your mouth. I'll see you later on in the ring. And we fast forward to later on in the show where we got Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss. The match didn't go long because Alexa decides to fake an injury. What's going on with Alexa Bliss in these short-ass matches? I kind of feel like Alexa hasn't been doing much in her matches as of lately. Like, whatever. She faked an injury. Everyone thought she was hurt. I won't lie. I kind of did too, because I'm like, she's uncoordinated enough to actually twist her ankle in the ring. I'll say that. So, when she got hurt and they called off the match, I was like, is she hurt? And so Nikki Cross came in to replace her. Becky beat her in like 10 seconds. And then Alexa gets back in the ring and shows that she was faking the entire time. And I'm like, okay. Ooh. I'm just done. Like, talk about jumping the shark. Yeah, I'm already done with Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. I'm done with them. Like, I'm sorry. I've seen this already 10,000 1,000 times. Anyone that gets with Alexa Bliss is just destined to be betrayed. She betrayed Mickie James, and then Mickie got back with her. Made no sense. She betrayed Nikki,
Natty stabbed Becky in the back in 2016-2017.
Okay, that's a stretch. Beat Junior, that's a stretch, bro. Now we're going to that territory where we're just scratching the barrel to make this make sense. So I won't lie, that does help a little bit, but that's a stretch, bro. We're scratching the bottom of the barrel with that one. But anyways, after Alexa and Nikki cross attack Becky, out comes Natalya. Alexa and Nikki literally get away. They're just like, we don't want none of that smoke. Then Natalya proceeds to hook Becky Lynch in a sharpshooter, and I went, yeah, that makes sense because Becky deserved that. Becky Lynch deserved that sharpshooter. I didn't feel sorry for her at all. I'm like, yeah, Becky, you kind of deserved that. You kind of did. Because you had it coming. I didn't feel bad for her at all. What I did like about this, though, was that afterwards, Natalya had an interview. She cut an interview backstage. She cut an interview? That doesn't make any sense. She cut a promo backstage in an interview. That makes a lot more sense. Where she announced that she wants to fight Becky Lynch in a submission match at SummerSlam. To which I said, okay. I like that. A lot. Matter of fact, I think my interest for this match actually grew because of that stipulation. So, Disarmer versus Sharpshooter. I actually want to see the match now. I'm interested to see how Becky contends with Natalya in her element. Because that makes sense. A regular match would have been boring, but a submission match? That's Natalya's specialty. That's what she thrives in. Submissions. Heart family. Heart Dungeon. So there's something to work with there. I actually want to see what they can do in that match. Becky's going to win, but still, I want to see the match. So I was very proud of what they did when they announced that match. But I skipped over a lot of stuff on purpose because, again, I don't really want to talk about Alexa and Nikki Cross. They boring. Oh, crap. I don't want to talk about this either. Okay, the next thing on the list is a triple threat match for the Raw Tag Team Championships. The people involved are the OCs, the original club, or Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, taking on the Revival, the champs, Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson, and the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso. Okay, I tried to avoid talking about it because the Usos are my boys. They follow me on Twitter. You know, they retweet my stuff, they tweet back to me. They my boys, man. I respect them. We here, man. Rikishi, very kind to me on Twitter. I adore them, personally. So, I honestly didn't want to talk about what everyone else is talking about. But since I'm in the situation, I got to. This past week, I think it was Jimmy Uso, right? It was Jimmy Uso, not Jey Uso. Got arrested for driving under the influence. Again, this is not the first time it's happened. It's happened before. Him and his brother both got in trouble. And John Cena called that out last week at the Raw reunion show. Remember the line he said to them? Y'all look like your mugshots. How was it getting arrested? Like, it's just so poorly timing. It's just so poorly timed, it hurts to talk about. I'm like, bro, of all times to get a DUI arrest, why would you do it after the Raw reunion show? That just makes it even worse. But I'm not going to say anything that everybody else hasn't already said. If you're subscribed to Solid Monster, Good Mic Work, OTRS Central, or any other legit wrestling podcast, everyone's talked about it, and I agree with them. I respect the Usos, but you gotta be careful, bro. It really does look like you might have an issue here. in terms of drinking. And it's not the first person to do it, and he won't be the last person to do it. Jeff Hardy has also had issues. Apparently, WWE's not going to punish him for it, because when it came out that he got arrested for DUI, TMZ was the first to report it. WWE did the copy and paste, Control V. Jimmy Uso is responsible for his own actions. We will not punish him. Like, they just... None of our business. And I had to ask if that's the right way to go about things, because this isn't the first time it's happened. It would be... If it was the first time... Okay, that's one of those things where you go, watch out. Because, you know, everyone makes mistakes. It happens. This isn't his first time getting a DUI. And last I checked, the last time he got arrested or into an altercation with the law, I can speak English, it was when his wife, not Natty, oh my goodness, Naomi was driving backwards down the road, and he literally squared up with a police officer. Like, bro, I think we might have some issues here we need to work out. And I say that wholeheartedly because I would hate, especially nowadays, for him to meet the wrong cop. We can talk about this. Look, we can talk about this, right? I would hate for him to meet the wrong cop who is looking for an excuse to pop off on people like him. You know what I mean? People like him. I would hate for him to meet the wrong cop, and then I end up hearing on the news that one of the wrestlers got killed. For real. I would hate that. I'm bringing it from a perspective of, you know what I mean? It's dangerous, man. You gotta be careful. And, you know, again, repeating what Solomon Monster and others have said on their podcasts, driving under the influence is dangerous. You're not just putting your life on the line. You're putting everyone else's life on the line who's driving around you. You could hit a pedestrian. And then what happens if you get fired or suspended? Jey Uso's done. There is no Usos without them both. If Jimmy Uso gets suspended or fired, Jey Uso's finished. His career's over. He's not going to be a single star by himself. It's over. So he has to take into account, okay, I have a wife, I have a brother, and I have myself to watch out for. You can't keep doing it like this, bro. Jimmy, man, I don't know if you're watching this, but I think you might want to seek some kind of treatment facility. I don't know. Like, this is like your third or fourth DUI since you've been here. Red flag. I love you, bro. I think you're an excellent athlete. Love you and Jay. One of the best tag teams, if not the best tag team in the world. But, bro, you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta be careful. Someone's saying, like, an AA meeting or something like that. AAA meeting. I don't care. Drink responsibly. I'm not saying don't drink. I've disappointed CM Punk multiple times. Over the last year especially. It's been rough for me. So drinking I understand, but be smart. Take an Uber. Bro, you have Lyft, you have Uber. You have enough money to use that. If you're gonna go out drinking, take a Lyft. Use Uber. Don't drive. There is no excuse, and that's all I'm saying. There is no excuse nowadays to be drinking and driving. Take Uber. Take a Lyft. Come back and get your car later. Don't drink and drive. You got too much to lose, bro. You can't do it anymore. So, there. I talked about it. I said what I need to say. I'm not going to bring it up anymore. We're not going to talk about Jimmy Uso getting a DUI arrest. It doesn't matter clearly because guess what? It looks like he's not going to be doing much for SummerSlam anyways. Because based off of this triple threat match, we have new Raw Tag Team Champions. And it's not the Usos. It's the OCs. It's Carl Anderson and Luke Ellis. So, the match was whatever. It was kind of boring, honestly. But, I'll be real with you. When I first saw them win the titles, I'm like, why are they winning the titles for? Aren't they about to leave? without realizing, and I'm late to the dance, Anderson and Gallows re-signed with WWE weeks ago. I was under the impression they were leaving. For real, I was sure they were going back to New Japan. That's why I was confused, because I'm like, wait, aren't they leaving? Why are we giving them the Raw titles? This is dumb. They haven't even won a match. Like, they have won no matches since they joined up with AJ Styles again. And I still kind of feel like this was a very weak way for them to win the titles. I don't really feel like they're legit tag team champs. But it does make sense, because now knowing that they re-signed with WWE, they're being rewarded for it. And also, since AJ Styles re-signed, I'm pretty sure that's also what he put in his contract. This is what I think happened when AJ Styles re-signed. He said, I want to be a heel, and I want to be back with my boys, and I want full freedom to do whatever I want with them. That's what I think happened. I think this is a result of AJ Styles and basically them showing loyalty to WWE. Because I guarantee you, if they didn't resign, they wouldn't be champs. They wouldn't be on TV. The only reason why they're on TV doing this stuff with AJ Styles is because they resigned. Not because they earned those titles. They resigned. And the Revival, I'm pretty sure, still want to leave. And the Usos can't do much right now because, bro, he's DUI. So, I don't know. I personally feel like they should have gotten better booking to win those titles. I don't know. It feels like they were just giving those belts as a thank you. Not so much because they earned it by proving they're the best tag team in WWE. They're not. I don't feel that at all. I still think Revival and Usos are easily the best tag teams on the main roster, at least. Those two just kind of feel like they got rewarded something for saying, hey, we're resigning with you. I hate that. I hate when people win titles for political reasons. It doesn't make the titles feel special at all. Those titles, the tag team division on the main roster is garbage. It's in the dumps for political reasons. It has nothing to do with the quality of the in-ring performances, and it's sad because we have some really good tag teams. And it doesn't help that there aren't a lot of tag teams to work with. I think all tag teams should be on one show. New Day, Heavy Machinery, all of them they split up Sanity, so there's no Sanity. But yeah, all of them should be on one show. But nah, I'm not okay with them winning the tag titles this way. But I guess it's okay because all three of the OCs, I'm going to say OGs, OCs have titles now. AJ's the US champ. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are tag champs. So I guess that's okay. We could have done better. We really could have done better. But that's just my opinion. We go backstage. AJ Styles and the boys are popping champagnes. And then we got the Viking Raiders. Moving on. I'm not talking about the Viking Raiders. They're garbage. I'm sorry. I can't. My boys are just looking bad on Raw. They were awesome as the War Raiders on NXT. Viking Raiders are just horrendous. They're a bust on the main roster. They're done. Don't care. I think we can talk about the segment everyone wants to talk about. Oh, no, we can't. We got this segment. So, someone explain to me what the hell this was. I'm just going to read what it says in the script. Maria Kanellis is having her first photo shoot as pregnant 24/7 champion. That's understandable, right? We get that. Snip, snip. Hi, I'm your champ. After they finish up, she turns to Braun Strowman, standing right up against her, and talks about how her estrogen levels are spiking, and asks him how to show her how big and strong he is. What? What? Okay. Moving on. I don't have nothing to say. Let's get to the best part of this show. We have Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler, which was announced on Twitter, by the way, and I went, oh god, shoot me now. But Rollins comes out to a big pop after, interacting with my boys, the Street Profits backstage, who are just regulars on Raw now. Okay. But Rollins comes out to a big pop, gets in the ring, and then Shawn Michaels music hits. And I'm like, oh shoot, HBK, I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. And then out walks Dolph Ziggler, and I just die laughing. Because I'm like, yo, he trolled us. Like he used to do back in 2017. During Jinder Mahal's shit. Oh god, nightmares. Nightmare fuel. Back to this. He trolled us. He came out as Shawn Michaels. I'm like, you bitch. You son of a bitch. He gets on the microphone, starts telling Rollins that it looks like he lost his smile. He should be thanking him. He says for every embarrassment that comes back to take their spot. So, okay, he should be thanking him for every embarrassment that comes back to take their spots away. And then he names Shawn Michaels and then throws in Goldberg. He calls them all pathetic. But tonight, you get to see a real main event. You get to see the show stealer. And then does the Shawn Michaels pose. And I went, okay, if there was ever an indication that we're going to get Shawn Michaels versus Dolph Ziggler, that's it. That is a clear indication that he's going to feud with Shawn Michaels. Because I read a report that he's not fighting Miz. He's not going to fight Miz at SummerSlam. Thank God. He's going to fight someone else. And I'm thinking, who the hell else is he going to fight? It's got to be Shawn Michaels. Then it hit me. It hit me as soon as I said Shawn Michaels. Wait, he's been mentioning Goldberg this entire time. Oh, yeah. I guess he's going to fight Goldberg at SummerSlam. So it's either going to be Shawn Michaels or Goldberg. I want it to be Shawn Michaels. I will fight somebody for it to be Shawn Michaels. Bald or not, I want Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam. I gotta have Shawn Michaels. Look, Goldberg had a horrible match too, and he needs to make up for that. He can do that later. He can have Dolph Ziggler afterwards. Matter of fact, he can do Dolph Ziggler. He can do Dolph Ziggler on Raw. I want it to be Shawn Michaels. I need it to be Shawn Michaels. Not saying I won't like it if it's Goldberg. If it's Goldberg, goes in there and squashes Ziggler. You know what? Star power is star power. SummerSlam needs star power. Goldberg, Shawn Michaels, doesn't matter. I want it to be Shawn Michaels. All I know is Ziggler's getting his ass kicked at SummerSlam, one way or another. Alright. We have the match. Ziggler versus Rollins. They go back and forth. The match was kind of boring, not gonna lie. I was falling asleep. Then we got to the end, and Brock Lesnar's music hits. I want you to reach behind you. You feel that? You feel that seatbelt right there? You feel it? Grab it. Got it? Strap in. Make sure you get that click. Got the click? Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Brock Lesnar arrives. He and Paul Heyman stride to the ring. Rollins gets distracted by Ziggler grabbing his ankle, which allows Lesnar to enter the ring and knock his ass out. And he begins to take him to Suplex City with a pair of Germans, which, by the way, Rollins sells like a boss. He sells them like no other. He does a third one on the outside floor, then proceeds to get a steel chair. No, I skipped over something, my bad. No, he doesn't get the steel chair yet. He then picks him up and does an F5 into the ring post. Okay, that is important, trust me. He F5s him into the ring post first, which looked like it basically broke his ribs. It looked brutal. And he took it too. He took all of it. Then he gets a steel chair, brings Rollins back inside the ring, and proceeds to whip that ass with the steel chair. And I mean just like, he got that steel chair like this, and he said, "Bitch, where's my money? Bitch, where's my money?" Like he stole something from him. I don't think he needed all the money because it's, I mean, no one makes more money than Brock Lesnar. But he probably did steal some money because he basically beat him like he stole something. Oh, but that wasn't even the worst part. Because Lesnar is then sitting on a chair like this and he's contemplating. And then he's like, "I'm about to go off." Picks up Seth Rollins into an F5 and then proceeds to F5 Seth Rollins on the rim of the chair, not once, but twice. And each time Rollins hit it, I can't even describe the feeling, but I felt it. It looked like he was trying to kill him. Oh, Lord.
Where has this Brock been? It's good to see that the ruthless aggression Brock again.
So, yeah, where has this Brock been? This was easily the best beatdown I've seen from Brock in a long ass time. It was definitely the best beatdown he's done since his recent run, since he returned in 2012. But anyways, he did 3 F5s on the chair, yes. But he did 2 of them on the rim of the chair. The third one, he just threw him on the chair. Hey, he broke the chair on the third one. The third one, he broke the chair. And I'm just like, yo, he's trying to kill Rollins, man. He's just trying to kill him. And then Rollins starts bleeding out of his mouth. And it's a lot of blood. You can see it pouring from his mouth. And Vince McMahon recently did a press conference, a conference call, a conference call where he talked about AEW having nothing but blood and guts. What the hell is this? What? Blood and guts, sir? Blood, guts? No, but for real, like, excuse me?
This beatdown confirms Brock's losing at SS 2019.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way too, but let me finish what I was getting ready to say. Like, I'm not saying this wasn't awesome. Please, don't get me wrong. This was phenomenal. This was fantastic. This was outstanding. I love this beatdown. This was what I've been wanting to see since Paul Heyman took over. This was the kind of TV I've been wanting to see.
In short, Brock committed attempted murder.
Just like we used to do back in the day, baby. Just like we used to see with people like Eddie Guerrero dropping Rey Mysterio on top of his head on steel steps and steel chairs. Bro, like this was phenomenal. That beatdown was amazing. And it wasn't over. It wasn't even over. So,
Seth freaking Gowen.
We gotta, yeah. Now that was a Zach Gowen kind of beatdown, but we gotta give credit what credit is due. Rollins took a hell of a beatdown. And we all know he hasn't been liked very well over the past few weeks, maybe even a month or so. But man, respect for taking that beatdown. And I think Paul Heyman did that on purpose because he realized there isn't a lot of hype for this match.
It still wasn't as brutal as the Zach Gowen beatdown, but it was up there.
Oh, trust me. I'm not saying it's his best beatdown. I'm saying it's one of his best. Especially this run. In terms of this run, from 2012 until now, it is his best. I haven't seen anyone take a beatdown like this since he came back to WWE back in 2012. Not even John Cena. And he beat the piss out of John Cena at Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules, he beat the piss out of him. But Cena came back and won the match. So it kind of got neglected. This, there was no coming back from it. So, okay, back to the beatdown. Rollins is done. He took a hell of a beatdown. Got a lot of sympathy on him. Fans were just like, holy crap, is he okay? And I love how he sold it because he was writhing in pain. He was like, ugh, ugh. I can't mimic it, but it was disturbing, bro. There was actually a side of me that thought, is he actually hurt? Did he actually break his ribs? I know I say he probably didn't, but who knows. But I was actually thinking that. I'm like, did he actually break his ribs? Did he actually beat the piss out of him? Like, goddamn, man, that's crazy. He's getting, wheeled up on a stretcher. They get backstage. And I love this too. I gotta talk about all this because a lot happened while he's being wheeled backstage. So we go to commercial break, we come back. Rollins is being wheeled to the ambulance, and the whole scene comes past Roman Reigns and Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is in the background, but you just see her in the background with her hand over her face like this, which is great. I love that. They're not throwing it in your face that they're a couple. No, you just show her in the background, in the distance, and we see her. She's there. Here's Roman Reigns, though. He comes past Roman Reigns, and he turns to see the OCs beating up the Usos. Just beating down the Usos. And Samoa Joe shows up, and he starts beating down Roman Reigns. So while that's happening over here, we go over here to the ambulance where Rollins is getting, rolled in, and he's going to go to the hospital. But then I said to myself, too, I swear, on Twitter right now, if you go, you'll see me say, I hope Brock Lesnar is in the ambulance. So the ambulance is going, and then the ambulance stops. And I went, oh my God! Is he in the ambulance? No. I was like, but he's in front of the ambulance, which it works. He's in front of the ambulance. I'm sorry. I wanted him to pull a Steve Austin on a McMahon back in the 1990s. Or a Taker back in the early 2000s with Austin. Who here remembers when Austin was a heel and he got put in the ambulance? Taker was like, "Hey boys!" I just came out the front seat. "Hey boys!" I wanted him to pull a Taker. "What up, Rollins?" You know what I mean? And so Lesnar proceeds to pull Rollins, and when I say pull, he yanked him out of the ambulance and just hurled his body while on the stretcher to the outside of the, outside of the ambulance. And then picks him up and then F5s him on the stretcher while the stretcher was turned over. He didn't protect him at all. He just straight up, and he hit that thing. I went, yo. If Rollins, and let me say this, and I really, really mean this, and I'm not joking when I say this. If I see Rollins next week, if Rollins shows up on Raw next week 100%, I might unsubscribe.
This segment probably saved Seth from being booed like Roman, which is good.
Okay. Apparently I was lagging. Sorry about that. Yeah. Thank you, Spinosaurus, for that super chat. I agree. It did save him. What I was gonna say though was, okay, let me get back to my serious look. If I see Rollins show up next week, after this beatdown, if he shows up next week 100% with no bandages, hell, if he even shows up next week, that might make me unsubscribe from the network. This was the kind of beatdown that should put you out. Like, I mean out for months. Rollins? I remember when The Rock fought Hulk Hogan for WrestleMania 18. They did an angle like that. Rock got hit with he got hit with a truck, with a Mack truck, with an 18-wheeler. He was in the ambulance. He was gone for at least 2 weeks. He came back on SmackDown. Rollins didn't really get that severe of a beatdown. Come on. They basically almost killed Rock. Rock was in an ambulance and they hit it with an 18-wheeler. He should be dead. He came back in 2 weeks. Rollins shouldn't come back next week Raw. Matter of fact, Rollins shouldn't show up until SummerSlam. I want them to create the fact that Rollins might not even make it to SummerSlam. Create the idea that Brock Lesnar is just going to walk away with the championship because Rollins forfeited. That's what I think they should do. What I think they should do is, since Rollins is out, create the idea. He's going to be at SummerSlam. Okay, he's going to be at SummerSlam next Sunday. Create the idea that he won't be able to make it for SummerSlam. Make it feel like, for real, make it feel like that Brock is just going to walk away with the championship due to forfeit. And Paul Heyman should come out on Raw next week and go, Rollins is not here. And if he doesn't show up at SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar will win. But there's more. Paul Heyman should make the stipulation, Seth Rollins, if you show up at SummerSlam, your match with Brock Lesnar won't be a regular match. It will be a no-holds-barred match. And really try to put the idea that if you show up, Brock will get to do whatever the hell he wants to you. There will be no disqualification. You will receive the exact same goddamn beatdown you got tonight at SummerSlam if you show up. Only by that point, it will be the end of your career.
He shouldn't show up at all next week. But at the very least, he should show up with bandaged ribs.
No. See, I don't think I'm okay with that either. If you want him to be on the show, it should be via satellite. I remember, check this out. 2002, Shawn Michaels versus Triple H. Shawn Michaels got attacked. There was this whole angle of who attacked Shawn Michaels. A couple weeks go by, blah, 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 blah. It was Triple H. And we show Shawn Michaels via satellite, banged up, and he's all like, it was you, Hunter. You know. And then he says, I'll see you at SummerSlam.
Seth returns, be bandaged up, gets beat down again.
No. I don't want him to show it all. This is what I want. I want Seth Rollins to appear via satellite. Not appear at the arena. Appear via satellite in a hospital bed. And he's just like, you broke me, but you awakened something deep down inside of me that I needed to be reawakened for a long time. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I promise you, I will be at SummerSlam, and Brock Lesnar, I'm walking into Suplex City, and I'm going to burn it down! Something like that. Like, come on, man. We need that. That's what we need next week. Don't have him show up next week. Create the idea that he might not even be at SummerSlam. And if he does appear on the Titantron in the hospital bed where he is distraught and just straight up destroyed, and it really does feel like he's not going to be able to make it. Next week should even be about Rollins and Lesnar. Next week should be about who is Dolph Ziggler going to fight at SummerSlam, whether it's Shawn Michaels or Goldberg. That's what it should be about next week. Focus on that. But Rollins and Lesnar just need one segment. Heyman and Lesnar come out. They're talking about, I don't think Rollins is going to make it at SummerSlam. Matter of fact, if he shows up, it will be a surprise. I think Lesnar's just going to walk in, collect the paycheck, win by by forfeit and then go home. Easy win. But if Rollins decides to be stupid enough to show up, it would be no holds barred, and he'll get the exact same beatdown. So either we do that and go home.
I was wondering why Roman didn't help his Seth.
Well, he was getting beat up by Samoa Joe, so you know that's not his fault. But either we do that, what I suggested, and go home, or we do what I was talking about with Rollins appearing via satellite and going, "I want to burn it down," and then go home, man. We can't have him appear 100%. I'm going to be pissed off. That will literally make me unsubscribe. If he shows up with not a bandage on him, I'm unsubscribing, because you can't do that. That's a straight insult to my intelligence. Y'all better work this angle. You better work this to the freaking bone. Don't bring him back like nothing happened, because then I'm just like, screw you. You're not getting any more of my money. I'm going to give it to AEW. Which I am, by the way. I am going to pay for All Out, because they deserve it. They deserve my money. But yeah, that was amazing. That beatdown was phenomenal. I wish it would have ended the show. If they would have ended with Rollins getting F5'd on the stretcher and out, awesome cliffhanger. Amazing cliffhanger. We're good. But no, we didn't end it with that. We ended it with this stupid Samoans. Well, it wasn't even. I don't even know what it was going to be. It was supposed to be a Samoan summit where Joe and Reigns were going to talk it out. I'm like, what the hell? You're going to follow that? This amazing beatdown. One of the best beatdowns in your history with a talking segment? So I was like, that's stupid. But it didn't turn into that. Thank God it didn't turn into that. Oh, Lord.
The feud needed this beatdown too, because up until now it was just a repeat of their WrestleMania build.
Oh my goodness, was it ever. And well said, Spinosaurus. It needed it big time, and I'm happy it got it. But just to kind of wrap things up, we end the show with just an all-out brawl. The same people who were fighting backstage, OCs, it was OCs, Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe. They were fighting backstage, so they came in the ring and continued their fight. And then McIntyre got involved, which led to Cedric Alexander to get involved, so they started fighting. And so it was Cedric, Reigns, and the Usos standing tall over McIntyre, the OCs, and Samoa Joe. So it was a 4-man versus 4-man kind of thing. And I'm thinking to myself, so is that a SummerSlam match? Reigns, Cedric, and the Usos versus the OCs, or the Good Brothers, Carl and Luke Gallows, Drew McIntyre, and Samoa Joe. Is that the SummerSlam match, or is that a random match we're doing next week on Raw? Quite frankly, screw it. Just make it the SummerSlam match. They're not doing anything anyways, and it features Cedric Alexander. Oh yeah, I gotta talk about Cedric jumping off of the LED board. During the beatdown, the Raw, Cedric actually climbed the LED board, which is where the Titantron used to be. Not as big as a Titantron, but he climbed on top of it and just jumped off, which looked cool. You can tell he was scared. You can tell that man was like, I'm not Shane McMahon, so I'm scared, beyond scared to do this, but I'll do it anyways because I'm getting TV time. But he did it, and you know it was nice. He got some shine. He got some spotlight, which is what I want to see. Yay! Sorry, I'm getting all into it. I love Cedric. Cedric Alexander is one of my favorites from 205 Live, and I'm happy he's at least getting TV time. With that said, this should not have closed the show. What should have closed the show was Seth Rollins getting his ass handed to him by Brock Lesnar. Because, thankfully, as of right now, I am actually interested in seeing that match again. They managed to turn me in one segment. The beatdown was so awesome. I actually do want to see what they do at SummerSlam. It can't be a regular match. We need to make it no holds barred, and we gotta build it up the exact same way I said to build it up. We gotta take Rollins next week off TV. He can't be there, and if he's there, it needs to be via satellite. Lesnar and Heyman need to show up and go, we're going to win by forfeit. He's not going to show up at SummerSlam. And even if he does, it's no holds barred. Meaning he'll get his ass handed to him again. And I love that someone in the chat said, Lesnar should, watch this, Lesnar should go to the hospital where Rollins is and flip over the hospital bed to make sure he doesn't show up on Sunday. Yikes. But man, I'll tell you what. Yeah. I thought Raw was decent because although it wasn't a home run, which is what I wanted a home run. Like, bam! I can't wait for SummerSlam. I did come out of the show a little more excited for SummerSlam. Just a little bit. I do want to see Natalya and Becky a little bit more than I did before. I really want to see Rollins and Lesnar now. Like, I am pumped for that. I'm a little excited for AJ and Ricochet. And I'm interested to see who fights Ziggler at SummerSlam. It's either going to be Goldberg or Shawn Michaels. You can't go wrong with either of those. As long as it's not The Miz, we're good. I want it to be Shawn Michaels. It will most likely be Goldberg, but who cares? Either one is massive star power. I also want to see Rey Andrade. We should add that match to the show as well. So there's so many things we can do. And this show did give me a little bit more faith that SummerSlam will be okay. There is SmackDown tomorrow, so we'll see what else happens. But I'll give Raw tonight a positive grade. Not a show I would watch over again from beginning to end, but it did do its job to get me excited for SummerSlam. A little bit. So, 2 thumbs up. Well, 1 thumb up. I'll give you 1 thumb up. The other thumb is like, So, middle of the road show, decent enough to get me excited for SummerSlam. What did you think about it? How did you guys feel about SummerSlam's build for this show? How do you guys feel about the show in general? What was your favorite segment? How did you feel about Rollins getting his ass handed to him? Talk to me. Give me your thoughts down below in the comment section. So let me read a couple of live chat thoughts, and then I'm going to split. So what you guys talking about in the live chat? Malik Hilt says, true. I just think he fits the theme of the group better. Who are we talking about here? I don't know what he's talking about. He's just saying random stuff. It must be a conversation I just kind of jumped into. Let's see here. AJ Envoy, I'm assuming we're doing Roman versus Joey at SummerSlam. I'm assuming we're doing the 4-way, the 4-man versus 4-man match, 8-man match. Okay, why did I just say 8-man? The 8-man tag match. That's what I thought we were doing. Oh yeah, Mr. Crab says Becky Lynch is slowly turning heel. Sure. They didn't really help her out with that tonight. Let's see here. Samuel M, can you please shout me out? What's up, Samuel? Thank you for joining me here, buddy. Jordan Lee, we should do Ziggler versus Wyatt. We're doing Wyatt versus Balor, and Balor will take time off, so. Let's see here. Oh.
Emma signs Impact Wrestling recently. Thoughts?
Oh, nice. I hope she does well. Good to see Emma's back in the swing of things. That's all I got to say, really. Nothing else to really add to that. I think she'll be okay there. Because I don't watch Impact, so it's not like I'm going to start watching. Mr. Tuesday Night Dynamite. I'm not going to physically sit down and watch SummerSlam. I will just watch highlights when I can. Or you can watch my review of SummerSlam. That's why I'm here, right? Try that out. Let's see here. Let's do one more, then I'm going to get out of here. Spinosaurus says, decent show. It did a good job of building the SummerSlam, I won't lie. Yeah, that's basically it. Agree with my sentiment, and I appreciate that. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. Like the video, 250 likes. 2 weeks until SummerSlam. So we got today, tomorrow, which is SmackDown, and then Wednesday, I'm going to see if I can do something different on Wednesday. Clearly, I got to do an NXT review because NXT TakeOver Toronto's coming up next week, so that has to be an NXT review. But we got this week, and then next week's the big weekend. That's Toronto and NXT TakeOver and SummerSlam. So we'll do the preview. I'll do my preview next week, Wednesday. We'll do SmackDown review Tuesday next week and Raw review next week. And then Wednesday will be the preview of SummerSlam. So look out for that. And then, of course, NXT TakeOver review next Saturday and then SummerSlam review on Sunday. And then whatever happens after that, we'll see. But be sure you tune in to more from my channel. I'm pretty sure things are going to start popping off very soon. So subscribe while you can. Click that bell, notification bell to catch all the content when it comes out. Again, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, DeluxeManVX1, all that's up there, and links down below in the description. I love you all. I hope you have a good night. This is your boy, DeluxeMan, signing off right here in your boy, DeluxeMan's world. I'm out. Peace.